Welcome Joanna to the stage. She is a speaker, a business owner, a 6-time founder. As an executive coach for women, mentoring other women, she provides expert training to confidently deliver a transformative message that builds a following, drives a business, and changes lives for the better. She and her family live here in Phoenix. Welcome, Joanna.
Good morning. I am so proud to be addressing you as the new president of NAWBO Phoenix. You know, we don't do anything alone, and so I just do want to acknowledge that. I was thinking this morning, we're surrounded by amazing women in this room. If you look around, everyone here is leading. And that's a really unique room to be in. And I'm surrounded by very competent, smart, kind, I'm getting emotional, wonderful women on the board. And I want to acknowledge the board stepping up to lead this year. So please give them a round of applause as well. Who checked your bank account? Let's get real. Let's talk about this year. What this 20% last year means for us this year. Who checked your bank account in your business this week? Who checked it this morning? Okay, let's go on a journey together. So 50 years of NAWBO, what does that mean? Imagine right now that we're in 1975 and you're checking your bank account. Of course, you couldn't do it on your phone. And when you check your bank account, your husband is also in there, or your son, or your brother. It's not your business alone. You have a male in there too. The significance of this is really powerful because there's something we do differently as women business owners. And Mayor Kate Gallego said, I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I found a different calling. And I thought, actually, tell me what you think. What is one thing that women entrepreneurs do? What makes us entrepreneurs? Show of hands. Someone just share what you think we do that makes us entrepreneurs. What is it?
Never sleep.
Never sleep. Someone else?
Impact.
You're focused on impact. Okay.
Get stuff done.
Get stuff done.
Filling a gap.
Sorry?
Filling a gap where there was no solution and finding a solution.
I love that. Offering a solution. Yes.
We're resilient. We have to adapt.
We have to adapt. So we got another one.
We fill a unique role that no one else does.
Oh, God. This is so good. We could do this all day. Yes.
We offer jobs.
We offer jobs. So in NAWBO National this past June, they were talking a lot about the 50 years. Susan Hager, pictured here with 11 other women, got together to change that and founded the bill, HR 5050, that made us independent and able to have our own business. That's why we're able to do this today. And since that time, we've been able to operate our own business, but there's a big gap. And Tanea talked about that, so I won't spend too much time on that. But there is a gap. While we're growing faster, there's still a lack of funding. So at NAWBO National, there's a really big focus on, we didn't do it alone. Has anyone ever felt like this journey as a business owner has been a little lonely? Raise your hand if you've ever felt like you just were doing this by yourself. No one really was supporting you. God, the universe, works through people. And so you find yourself now in this room of sisters. So in NAWBO National, there was a big emphasis on when women lead, we think about the group. We invest in our families first, or our community, and sometimes not even ourselves, which is also a problem. But we're going to talk about that today. When we're investing in our community, we're actually investing in each other. So here in NAWBO Phoenix, what we're really proud of creating is a sisterhood of connection and lifting each other and being resources to each other and seeing your success, which for us as an organization, when you succeed, we succeed. So I want to embrace this idea this year as we talk about how we're going to grow, that you are in a room of sisters. You can rely on these people. They want you to succeed. They will be your referral source. You can look around. Someone here is going to refer someone to you. So you just have to show up and speak and be a voice to represent your vision, to represent your values, to tell them what you're doing. Ask for help. Tell them what you need. Today we're going to set a goal and you're going to share it. So be thinking in your head, what does 20% more increase this year mean to you personally? What are you investing in or have not invested in your own success and fulfillment in yourself and in your business? A professional and personal focus. And you may already have this. A lot of us are goal setters already. One thing that we talk about this year, and I'll get to our mission, money, and members focus, is money is power. And so when you think about women in particular, we have so many people I talk to, we know this. Women cannot leave toxic situations without financial ability to make different choices. We stay in unhealthy situations, potentially violent ones. Our children suffer mental health. So what would be possible for women who had financial independence? And my response to the question about entrepreneurship is, Mary Kate Gallego is an entrepreneur because she thinks independently. She has a vision. She's courageous. And by the way, all of us are too. So I'm like, I wish you were here to say, you're in the right room. You're with your sisters. So this year, as we increase 20% more, and Tanea set us up to do that. So we're carrying this forward. We're simply continuing this trajectory. We're going to focus on our members to help you make more money so you can fulfill your mission. And someone here said solutions. And I want to ask you, when in your business, who here identifies that what you've created is a solution for your community? Raise your hand if you feel that's a solution. Okay, so you're already in your values. You already have a vision for what impact and what your mission is to provide a solution for people. So this year, we're going to focus on offering you a chance to be a leader. What I didn't mention when I was talking about Susan Hager is she had this phrase. This isn't a direct quote from her, but I've adapted it. If you're not at the table, you're on the menu. If you're not at the table, it gives me goosebumps. Whew. If you're not at the table, you are on the menu. So she wanted to create women's ability to be at the table and represent, like we're talking about. Represent your vision, represent your needs, grow. I want to invite you all to lead and take a seat at the table. This year, we're going to do a leadership summit and invite women who want to become voices for what you're doing. Creating more strategic partnerships, helping you form those one-on-one relationships with a mentor, be a mentor, mentor someone else in your goals. Money, revenue growth, strategic partnership, we already touched on that one. We want your revenue to grow. Who would like to see 20% more revenue in your business? I thought so. Operational excellence, financial mastery, and public policy. These are all ways that you can see how policy affects your business, what's happening in the world. Some women said in the national meeting with the tariff changes, their business was suffering because they're a small business. So these are things we need to be thinking about. How does it impact you today? Maybe that's not your business, but what is policy going to do to help you or hurt you in terms of revenue? And last is fulfilling your mission. We want you to create more literacy. If there's an obstacle, are you looking at your P&L? Are you understanding where you're spending? Do you have a mentor to help you get to the next level in your business? For those of us who are newer and more at the how do I do this level, we want to help them overcome those obstacles and doubts. We're focusing on our culture. We're becoming known as a place for women, by women. We're growing. We've got membership growth. We've had someone who said speaking here got her in that single event 6 figures in business. I want that for everybody. We're going to focus on growing your business this year. A need that I see when we talk about money is power, yes, money is power, but your value is also power. Who you are is power. So when you stand, especially when you stand for your value and you do not back down, that's power. What does 20% more growth in your life mean? When we think about success and your power and your value, what is something that, if you're thinking, listen, I'm just going to say it, women don't think big enough. We don't. Men, statistically, will risk and bet on their potential, something they've never done. And guess what women tend to statistically do? We only take a risk when we've proven it already. How does that work? That's tough. I want to challenge us to take a playbook from what the men are doing out there to apply to yourself and take a bet on your potential to go bigger than you thought. 20%. What's 120% more of your business look like? What does 120% more of your life fulfillment look like? Because when you talk about success, we actually mean fulfillment. We mean quality of life. What am I going to set for myself to create more growth in my life? If we don't track it, it's hard to make it happen. So while NAWBO Phoenix is growing in our membership by 20%, increasing our revenue by 20%, we want you to do the same in your business. And we're going to partner with you all year to see what that looks like. I appreciate you all taking the time to do this. And in my heart, I believe in you. I believe in this organization. I believe in what we're doing. I believe in your mission. I believe in your solutions. And I know the power of a positive cycle of setting off love and belief and inclusion begets more of that. And so let's begin here. Let's do this together.